Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will, where we share international insight and perspective and a little levity from time to time on things such as leadership and mindset for Monday Mindset, travel and the travel business for Wanderlust Wednesday, and sports on Fanatic Friday. Each episode is about 20 to 30 minutes in length, so you can plan accordingly. Please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow. Spread the word about Two for the Win. Give us feedback. And certainly thanks to Nick Mornard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Nick.
Merry Christmas, winners.
Woohoo! So we got our ugly Christmas sweaters. So this one, I never go by Willie, but my son got me this last year, and I'm the third. He's the fourth. So I got the Big Willie third Michelob Ultra ugly Christmas sweater. Nick, maybe chat a little bit about your ugly Christmas sweater.
So yeah, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and I have the Philadelphia Eagles polo on, and that's what I wear every year when I go to a ugly Christmas, Christmas jersey or whatever. I always wear the Eagles because for me, it's the definition of ugliness. Crash, Eagle, crash, burn, Eagles, burn, die, Eagle, die. That's my motto.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I do love it, though, actually. So do our Eagles fans out there?
Yeah, so connect on YouTube if you want to see what it looks like. It's pretty cool. I have my Cowboys hat on and then my ugly sweater on as well, which is the Eagles. Yeah, mine's a little holiday themed Michelob Ultra sweater. But you know what? Christmas and the holiday season, depending on how people celebrate it, at the end of the day, it means a lot of things to a lot of people. But it's usually about the spirit of giving, celebration, if you will, joy, family, love, all that sort of stuff. And, the thing about, I was excited when I saw that we had a Wanderlust Wednesday episode on Christmas, because I think the gift of travel is something that I experienced more this year than any year in the past. Now, I travel a lot for work, and we obviously travel personally as well as with family and stuff. But this year, I traveled the most ever, and I'm so excited about the experiences I had, but also looking forward to next year. And especially now being involved in the travel industry, it broadened my aperture about different things that are available I never considered before. So I am excited, and we'll chat a little bit about what was naughty or nice this past year traveling, but your thoughts about the travel. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode. So the goal here is really to share personal, little experience that we had this year while traveling, without getting too much in detail about the travel itself, because we already touched about some of them. But we want to summarize what the year was for us individually, because we don't travel all the time together. You have your family and then business. Even though we work for one of the job of the same one, the same company, but we are not in the same department. So we have different kind of travels, but when we can, we try to connect them somehow. But anyway, let's start with you, Will, because when I looked at the list, so just 5 minutes before pressing play, I just asked him, okay, I know some of the places you went, but tell me. And then you start telling me all those places, and I'm like, in a year?
I know.
That sounds. I thought I travel a lot, but I don't. So if you can tell the audience all the places you've been to in 2024.
Sure, happy to. So started the year in Colorado, in Denver, and I learned the art of how to fall and get up snowboarding. Fortunately, the only thing that got hurt was my pride, but that was a lot of fun. And then I was in New York City and Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Dallas, Texas, Vegas a couple times. Then I was in, of course, Belgium. We had an episode on that with France and Holland, which was fantastic, and got to check a bucket list item with Tomorrowland. Then I was also took 2 cruises. So both were in the Caribbean or Central America, but had 2 cruises, which was fantastic. We had an episode just on that as well.
I did mention Vegas twice, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, London, of course. I didn't go to Barcelona this year because everyone came into London for work, but I went to Prague and that was fantastic. I didn't go to Asia Pac this year, but I did just book a flight for Sydney in March. So I'll be there. But let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I'm missing something.
Yeah, just hard rock.
Oh yeah. Going to the Hard Rock. Yeah. Both in, Vegas, we were at the MGM Grand, and then also in Hollywood, Florida. Yeah, multiple times on that one. So yeah, it was. I got a sneaky feeling I'm actually forgetting about something, but it was a lot, and it was fantastic. How about you?
I love it. Well, it's important to understand, guys, winners, that when we talk about vacation, it doesn't have to be far.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be like a huge yearly trip, even though when Will mentioned that may be a long trip for a lot of people, but we're very fortunate to be able to do that. But I think that we live in Southwest Florida, okay? Will lives like 25 minutes from me. And we go on the East Coast, that's a trip.
Mhm.
For me, I count that as a trip.
Right.
You know, it may not be a trip to discover new things, but it's still a time to disconnect, to reflect, to just breathe. And we can come back stronger in our businesses, in our work, job, or whatever it is for you. So a travel, it's great for different reasons, for experience, for learning new things, for seeing new culture, but also to disconnect and to recharge. So let's put that into perspective. Myself, I traveled less than you this year. So Vegas twice, Dallas twice. I've been to Belgium with you, of course. Belgium, France, Holland. I've been 2 times or 3 times to Hard Rock on the East Coast in Florida. And cruise. I did 2 cruises. I did the Virgin cruise and I did a Celebrity cruise. So that's about it. So yeah, I mean, again, that's not the year that I traveled the most. Next year, I have a very little feeling that it's gonna be more because it's already some plan like you. But Sydney, it's one of my to-do list, so I will definitely I want to definitely go there. I already know in 2 years, so already things scheduled next year, probably go back to Europe for a river cruising as well. And in 2 years, I know a safari is already scheduled, so I'm looking forward for 2026 already, and we're still in 2024. But more to come because we will open up the safari, open up the opportunity for winners. So it's going to be like a group safari trip. And we will bring as many of winners that want to come with us as well. So it's going to be fun. More to come very soon. But yeah, I think it's important to travel. And again, you don't need to go far to experience and travel.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. When I want to ask you, do you talk about, some naughty list maybe, but do you have anything that you are willing to share with our audience or winners about maybe something funny that happened in each or one or some of your trip this year?
Sure. So when I went to Colorado with my son, so I take I have 2 sons. And I started this a few years ago, but for their birthday, we just do a father-son trip as one of their gifts. And they get to pick the place. It's just me and the boy, and whatever they want goes. So it's really easy to travel. Sometimes traveling with family, you get, a little bit of tension because somebody wants to do different things, different times, eat different places, all that stuff. So this is easy because whatever they want goes. And my oldest son wanted to go snowboarding in Colorado. And so we rented a Jeep. And he's like, "Oh, I found this trail, and I want to go on this trail and drive it." And I'm like, "This is your gift. Let's do it, right?" So we're driving up this trail on the outskirts of Denver, and it's around 10:30 or so
in the morning.
And all of a sudden, it starts to get a little warmer. The snow starts to melt a little bit, and we're hitting these massive banks, and the Jeep sunk and got stuck in the bank of the snowbank, and we couldn't dig it out, and there's nobody around. Nobody's coming around. So long and short of it, maybe I'll share this as in a future episode. If somebody wants to learn more about it, hit me up. Social media or 2 for the win. But I was stuck for 8 hours before we finally got off the mountain. And I thought for a minute, is this how I'm going to go? Like I'm going to get eaten by something. But we were stuck in the mountain. We finally got out of it. The really sad thing about that, besides wasting a full day, is one of the reasons we went as well is both my son and I are Milwaukee Bucks fans of the NBA, and they were playing Denver that day, and we missed the game. So I paid, I won't say how much for the tickets, but it was significant. And by the time we got to downtown Denver, there was like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And so we missed the game. So that was, I don't know if that was funny, but it was definitely memorable.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned, you explained me the full story, the long version. And I was like, ooh, that didn't look really good for a while. So, no, that's definitely something memorable, memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have something else? Because I know you mentioned something else earlier, so I want to give you the opportunity to share.
Oh, I'll share that one too. But real quickly, since I was talking about the annual trips with my boy, so my youngest son, he's more of a history buff. So my oldest is more of an outdoors person. My younger one, he likes to eat. He likes escape rooms and he likes museums and things like that. And it had been a long time since he was in New York City, so he chose to go to New York City. And we also took a train and went to Philadelphia so that we could do the Independence Hall tour and see the Liberty Bell, which he really loved. But when we're in New York City, we're in Central Park. And I'm like, so what do you want to do? He goes, let's rent a bike. Well, it wasn't the electric bike. It was like the regular pedal bike. And I don't know if our winners have been to Central Park, but it's not flat. Like it's pretty hilly. And I'm, part of it is because I'm not in the shape that I should be, right? But I'm pedaling my butt off, and my face, I probably look like a cherry, and just sweating like crazy. And he's laughing at me, and I'm dying trying to pedal up this hill in Central Park. And I'm like, dude, you're trying to kill me. Like, I mean, my legs were burning. And then, but made it. I slept good that night. And then when we go to Philadelphia, he's like, I want to rent bikes again. I'm like, oh no. He's like, it's an electric bike. And I'm like, okay. And we actually rode around Philly downtown electric bike. So real quick, Philly's known for the city of brotherly love. You got the Eagles thing. So we're riding the bikes in downtown Philly near the Reading Market. And we're in the left turn lane all the way to the left side as a bike, so we have the right of way, but there's a car behind, and I was in front of my son, and he's pedaling and he's keeping up. And this car behind him is just laying on the horn, and he's freaking out. And he's just like, pass me. And the car wouldn't pass him. It just stayed behind him honking. I'm like, welcome to Philly. So that was fun. And the last one, real quick, I shared this story. Well, we both shared it in the previous episode when I was on the Celebrity Ascent. And we were at this martini bar, fantastic martini bar, all sorts of selection of drinks and cocktails, but the martinis themselves were fantastic. And they bring me out this like Dixie cup version glass of a martini. And I'm like, that's not the same as the large glass. And the guy's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, prove it. So he goes and grabs a little glass and he fills it with water. And then he grabs an empty regular martini glass and he pours it in there. And it was short by like 15%. I'm like, see, you're cheating me. He's like, oh, no. But anyway, then every day after that, they saw me and they're like, we get you the big glass. And I'm like, yeah, you get me the regular glass on that martini. But just a few fun stories or interesting stories.
No, that's really good. That's really good. Well, I have two personally. One was a Hard Rock in Hollywood.
Well, which one are you going to share on that? Because there's a few.
No, I will stay nice.
Okay. You're going to be on the nice list, not the naughty list. With the story?
So no, it's pretty cool. So basically, we have a friend, Joe, who was with us, and then he's a magician. Mm-hmm. And so what he's doing usually when we go places, he brings some magic trick with him, like some things that we need to resolve. Like. And
puzzles
so
and
we are
stuff.
little things that are easy to use in a bar. So we are in Central Bar, for those who know, in Hollywood, so the Guitar Hotel. So we are in Central Bar, smoking a cigar, having a drink, and we're trying to figure it out, this magic trick thing. Mm-hmm. And And so the lady, like we have the same waitress who is coming each and every time we're there. That's the same one. So she knows
she's
us.
awesome.
She's fantastic. She knows what we drink. She knows what we like. And she's literally always very, very attentive. And then she always want to figure out something about the magic trick from Joe. So Joe gave her something and she's running around all the bar, around the bar and, you know, like taking care of customers, but always with the trick in her hands. And then as soon as she has a 10 second, 20 second free, she tried to resolve it. And then she put it in her hand and go back to work. And she's doing that all night. So it's hilarious. And sometimes she figured out, sometimes she did
she's
not.
pretty good, actually.
But she's actually very good.
Yeah.
But it's a fun story because, you know, you can you know, build relationship with someone even there, like doing something like that. And we go for years and it's always her. We know that if we go those 2 days, she's going to be there.
Yeah, she's working.
And she's fantastic. So yeah, little trick like that is different than just sitting down and people watching, even though I love people watching.
Yeah.
But that's something like, then the second one is really like, we just came back from Vegas and we decided to do some speakeasies.
Oh, yeah.
So I would totally recommend for anyone who are going to Vegas to try to Google speakeasies on the Strip. And we found out some that I knew about and some that I never knew about. It's pretty remarkable. And sometimes all you have to do is going on Instagram and you type the name. Once you figure it out which one has a speakeasy, you go on Instagram. Usually they have a passcode there or a secret word to say at certain location. And then they open the door in the back or the wall opens. And then you go, and then you have like literally like a little mob, mafia kind of bar, like you know, like, and it's pretty fantastic. You have your rum, your cigar, and then you have an atmosphere that's totally different. So that's something I would definitely recommend people. We already talked when we talk about Vegas about speakeasies, but now we did so many different more. So if you want to know more, please reach out, and we can give you some indication of where to look at. So you will be able to experience that next time you are in Vegas.
Yeah, and you mentioned how Sydney's on your bucket list. There's a speakeasy in Sydney, which is super cool. Wasn't as like wow-inducing as some of the ones in Vegas, but just really, really neat. So I do like the speakeasy vibe. It's got a kind of a cool vibe that resonates with me. And
intimate.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, and some have, different things. So yeah, no, that was definitely ton of fun. We'll have to probably detail a little bit more about the Vegas trip in a future one.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Let us know if it's something that you would like to hear about, because we talk international cruising, Europe, things like that. But also good to know, we will have in January a guest interview about travel. So we'll not say her name or his name yet, but it's going to be someone very influential. Like I said, a VP or owner of a company is going to come to talk to us very, very in the next couple. It's going to be happening. So stay tuned. We'll have that. We will also have other guests for other things like sports. We're talking to a couple of people right now who would be perfect for that as well. And of course, Monday Mindset as well. So more to come. 2025. I'm already 2025 will be continuation of what we do, but we try to improve as much as we go. But we are very, 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 very pleased with all of you who are listening to us and who are following us. Please continue to spread the word. It's very important for us because the only way that we can continue to create new content and give feedback, so we know exactly where to focus more. And thank you for those who already did that. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, 100% echoing everything. And I think, we have some of our winners, our listeners who listen to all of our episodes, whether it's the Monday Mindset, Wanderlust Wednesday, or Fanatic Friday. For those of you who are more keenly interested in the Wanderlust Wednesday, Nick touched on it, but next year, expect a lot more interviews. We'll continue to bring diverse perspectives, not only on destinations, but vendors, and also what it means to be part of the travel business. If some people are looking to get involved in that, there's a lot of fun things. And like I mentioned, as somebody who traveled, although this year was definitely the most I ever traveled in one year, getting involved in the industry in the way that I am now, it really widens the aperture. There is so much to do and experience in the world. To your point, whether it's a few hundred miles away or several thousand miles away, the world is a fascinating place, and depending on what's your cup of tea, so to speak, you can have an amazing experience, especially if you book through Nick Mornard and Associates with Dream Vacations. Make your dream vacation a reality. But in all seriousness, to our winners, our listeners, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope you're celebrating today with loved ones, whether those are family loved ones or loved ones and friends or loved ones as furry friends, whatever it may be. But much gratitude for you and making Two for the Win possible by listening. So thank you for that. Hope you're having a lovely day, and we will see you on Friday for Fanatic Friday. And in the meantime, be well, take care, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays.
Happy holiday, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye, winners.
Bye, winners.